between the two, especially we saw Shopify. They did have some weaknesses during that Cloud9 game. Again, it really came off of one timeout that changed the tides for everything to allow them to bring back where we saw
prevail.
Listen, Parker, I think with what M80 have shown in the past, they are capable of beating the player cams. They didn't look excited. They didn't look happy. They didn't even look relieved. They just looked...
That was then shortened to just the Sonics. Canadian was picked up on the team, and Spoit is a recent addition, longtime player. Super is the coach as it stands. And look at this! Hot and Cold barrels in, and in the first 40 seconds is already at the halfway point of the diffuser. The league-leading, top-standing MVP, Gavin, gets a pick as well. He'll pick up a second, and Rexon's the only person with any kills on the side of Shopify Rebellion. Rexon did have a smile on his face just about 25 seconds ago, and as you can see, now there's a lot of poise, maybe some frustration as he fights his way out of this spot. He'll hop onto the case in just a second, but there are bodies nearby. They'll hear the call. Diffuser thinks that he'll give Kino some coverage as the Glaz, but right now, Shopify Rebellion can just sit pretty. M80 are taking a fair bit of time to get in, but good news for them, the final smoke canister is gone. Bad news for them, Surf has decided to be a bit aggressive in his own right. And now he's got Gunner lined up. Surf takes down one before being traded out. Spoit answers back with Gavin disappearing. Gunner as well is gone. Monty of Hot and Cold in the corner will get Diffuser down as Diffuser, the player, gets one pick and will now assume the position. Hot and Cold taken down, and the last one left is up on Repel. 3 bodies from Shopify Rebellion remain, and Diffuser will have to pick which of those players he wants to engage with. First one is Ambi as he hops into Mudroom and gets right back out. Rexon on Diffuser. One of them will have to go for it. It's Spoit. They'll actually double up, and plenty of time for them to hop on that case. Spoit will be the one. As Gunner dies 1 and 2, that means he also loses all of those Lion charges.
Yeah, died out on the bathroom window, I do believe, but a good answer back from Diffuser. Finds Surf on the Azami, an operator that I often say is expected to be banned 100% on Chalet. Odd to see it through the Vat veto phase, but it's Clashing Castle instead. A good run out from Ambi, jumping out the window, getting a big pick at the same time that Rexon gets one, means it will be a man advantage as we hit the 90-second mark. Diffuser and...
They trade out effectively, they play close by, and you've got what I would argue is their 2 finest players still remaining. Gavin has some history with Canadian as they played before. He'll have a lot of work to do now as Diffuser gets punished by Ambi, and well, sing his praises all we want, then we'll say, job's not done.
Yeah, it's always 0-0 with this team, and so they're going to know that every single round they got to take it and treat it like it's the most.
Awesome OXG play yesterday as well. I do wonder if there's room for Glaz to... Oh. All right, well, never mind. Hot and Cold does what Hot and Cold does best. He slingshots into the bomb site. He stabs Canadian in the back. Down he goes. Surf will trade it out with Kino dying. Hot and Cold was attempting to get that diffuser down, but has since stopped. I believe he hit a goo mine very briefly. He and Gunner now find themselves close enough to the bomb site, but they immediately peel out of there. Does Hot know he did not plant the diffuser, by the way? I don't think it really matters because Gavin is just going to kill everybody inside the server. What oddly paced, and there's still intel inside the site that is being dealt with by M80 as they look for a clear way in. Evil Eye cams, bulletproof cams. They're dealing with quite a lot. Rexon's now been dropped. Surf will trade it out. And oh my, Surf is a golden opportunity! And the Tides, traditional support roles, by the way. Surf has taken a more support-oriented role. Down goes Kino at the hands of Rexon. There goes the Grim. Some major utility now lost from M80, Jesse. No bees, no air. The least known. But I hope that's changing because he definitely deserves it. He's a very critical part of this team. A lot will fall on his shoulders now as smoke, as there goes the rush on in. Hot and Cold will breathe in some of that gas. He's trying to fight through it. I don't know if he's going to be able to. Diffuser dies and Gavin will follow shortly thereafter, and it's all up to Matthew Stevens. Tucked into the corner, shield out. And he'll survive, but his team won't. Timer runs and they're poised and ready. Both logic bombs still in pocket of Gunner, who has lived significantly longer than most rounds. Surf takes an opportunity to gun down Hot and Cold, but Gunner and Gavin are there to tie things up for M80 and then push themselves ahead by 1. Rexon is still on the board. Spoit, not far removed. Blinded, tucked into the corner. They'll hunt him down with a logic bomb as now Gunner will throw out yet another, and around the corner, down goes Spoit. Rexon will need to clutch out a 1v3 to give his team a 5-1 first half. If not, M80 will pick up their second round. Maybe a bit of mental momentum heading into the side swap. One thing that's worked against M80 so far is all the intel that Shopify Rebellion has had, and Rexon knows exactly which door they're going to come through. 2 players. He lines up with 1, manages to get away for the time being, but has no real intel beyond that next player of Gavin. Swinger be swung. Gavin jiggle peeking around the corner, running out of time. There's the rappel on in. Rexon's in bad shape, and he played the corner just sides, and now operator bans Jesse.
Yeah, it should be a sigh of relief for M80 to win that round, a 3v1 that Rexon almost took control of, but thankfully in the Azami plus Castle, could also see maybe like Capitao, Fenrir, Clash, all good operators on this map.
Tied with kills are Kino and JJ Blast with 45. So there is quite a fall off to get to Canadian and Bino. They're going to need more out of Canadian this round as Ambi dies really early as a matter. I'm sorry, Jesse, what did you say?
Just when the 2-brow runs out.
Yeah.
And
you gotta wait it out. Zoto canister freezing them up for the time being. Down goes Rexon to Gavin, and Shopify Rebellion are really being given nothing here. Canadian slow peeks the corner with his shield down, presenting a window of opportunity for Gavin. A flawless round currently on the books for M80. All they need to do is get through Surf, as now Spoit is buried as well. Very little that Shopify Rebellion's been able to do, and indeed a flawless start to the second half.
Troy playing on the Maverick, it's clear that the Rebellion have a really strong game plan for this. They will use a 2-brow to slow the first set of X-Kairos, and then the line gets drawn, but Diffuser is better. Great shot through the wall, just as a teammate gets another frag.
Rexon and Ambi are gunned down. Yet again, an early death for Ambi with just a little bit over a minute to go. M80 is wiping the floor with Shopify Rebellion. Is aching for something. Canadian has an angle over towards the 2-brow of Gavin by Bathroom. Canadian needs to be worried about what lays in wait inside of office. Canadian gets Diffuser, so the flawless round is denied, and Canadian finally picks up a kill.
I'm sure he'll be eager to take that crown back as far as the top frag of the league is concerned. Round number 9, they've gotten past the office wall on the side of Shopify Rebellion. Again, it wasn't going to be an issue, and they've still suffered the opening death, though. Surf will be going down to Gaveni, who's playing at the top of those stairs. It's a nice little play with the Sens as they start to take the hallway, and nearly killing Gavin as well.
Spoit missing an opportunity, a bit of an embarrassing fight for a player of his caliber. Gavin unsheathing the pistol, and down he goes. Now he will also fall as Rexon punishes Gavin before being traded out by Gunner. This is quite the brawl. Canadian and Ambi, the last 2 remaining, as M80 will swarm the site. Shopify Rebellion with control above, but they've got 40 seconds to reposition and translate that towards the Bar Gaming bomb site that exists. You saw Gunner playing on that Wamai far enough back. Will he get the read on Ambi here? No. Ambi sees him first, takes him down. This is winnable. The problem is, Jesse, there's still a clash on the board. All 3 remaining players from M80 are tucked in over towards back bar, and they will use Kino very effectively to slow this down. Canadian a missed opportunity onto one of the 2 unshielded members of M80. Hot and cold with a team kill. That's the hot and cold we know and love. It's all up to Ambi, who's also taken out by hot and cold. Wasn't the last alive, by the way. M80 also had the Aruni still alive, chilling in the corner, waiting to see what's
coming out at the start of this round. They are applying a lot of pressure to the mid floor. A hop out from Spoit does get punished. Good shot from Gunner. Traded out immediately from Ambi as the push comes through into kitchen. They find another one at a hot and cold. That's both of those first floor roamers cleaned up with only 1 casualty. And it's just Spoit, the entry player on the
going to come from. Ambi, who's been terrific so far this round, almost gets the mirror, gets the nitro cell. A great combo. Surf drop by Kino, so Ambi unable to kill him. Unfortunately costs Surf his life. Shopify Rebellion now on even footing with this M80 team, and SR is desperate to win this round. If not, it's match point for M80, and a huge victory it would be for them. Gavin takes care of Ambi as Ambi wanders aimlessly through Solarium. Gavin now looking for another under Rexon. It's like taking candy from a baby. Gavin is just crushing. Rules change, and this M80 team seems to be finding their footing the more this stage goes on, and they are about to do something that no team has been able to do in the last month or so, and that's take a map off of Shopify Rebellion. An excellent start here. Hot and cold dispatches Ambi before getting taken out by Canadian. That's Canadian. Well, technically Canadian was credited with
trophy window. It seems like it's going to be the former. The Candelas come out. Can they get this kit on the ground safely? They've actually stalled for a moment, and Rexon gets a pick. This might be the play.
And it's Gavin of all players. 15 kills in the hands of Gavin, by the way, as Rexon breaks double digits on the side of Shopify Rebellion. He and Gavin are the only 2 who've done so thus far. Diffuser has an opportunity. 4 players remain from Shopify Rebellion and Diffusers, but a single kill away. Right now, this focus is all upstairs for M80. You can see Gunnar playing these kill holes. Kino is not too far away from him, but Gunnar will now reposition, getting a bit more aggressive over towards Trophy. Down goes Surf, a drone at the feet of Gunnar, but he's fearless as he and Kino double up. Rexon dies, Canadian dies. It's all up to Spoit, the import, the newest player from this team, attempting to find the remaining 3 players from M80, and he'll find them, but he's unsuccessful in his goal. Will both make it to the upper bracket finals, which will be played in just a matter of hours. Shopify Rebellion entered today without a single loss. In fact, the only point they dropped was because they prevailed a single time in overtime. Almost every round yesterday, you can correct me if I'm wrong on that one, but when Labs was played between M80 and OXG, there was a pretty common occurrence. So my goodness, Hodden, how do you miss that against Surf? You had every opportunity. M80 does answer back, though. They double up on kills. Now Canadian will die too, leaving Ambi and Rexon, but Ambi and Rexon are putting in all the work. Immediately getting a kill apiece. Ambi tussled with from the side, pivoting over to take care of Gunnar, and now he's boxed Diffuser out. Diffuser sitting over by that fish haul, looking to get into CC. Ambi did have a bit of a sluggish first match, and he'll make up for lost time here. Hot and Cold had some problems taking an engagement in round number 1. This time he'll try to get the Diffuser down, and the smoke falls short. Surf is not able to hit Hot and Cold. Finally, damage is being done. Hot and might die for it, but the case goes down all the same. Follow-up gas from Surf lands, and there's still one in back pocket too. Diffuser is looking for a way out, and he will find it. A bit of a goofy interaction there, but M80 are able to get out of the building.
Reloading, cover me.
Now it's Kino sitting in a similar spot looking for that follow-up. Diffuser will continue to run away from the case as the timer runs down. Gunnar punishing Spoit for it. He's on the main floor. He'll have a kill hole to look at just as Gavin does. I don't like this for Shopify Rebellion at all, Jesse. M80 are in such a strong position. They trickle on in. Down goes Rexon. Down goes Surf. And down goes into this. If he thinks that Shopify's main Achilles heel defending on this map is speed, then get M80 in as quickly as they can. They read Ambi. They read Surf. Gavin is killing every single thing.
Up here, they know he likes to play Scopo's top floor, so they track him with the Deimos. They try to hunt down a kill. He's down the stairs, but there's another player waiting for him at the bottom. It's Gunnar.
And they're going to fall completely apart. Spoiting Canadian in the ground. It's Rexon with 4 kills. An impressive tally, but really the only good showing at this point on the side of his team. He's got a great weapon, and he's got good positioning. He's far enough back where they will have to engage him directly, but he'll get tracked now, so the jig will be up. Takes down Kino. These isolated engagements will continue, but it's diffused. That is a problem. M80 doing the job on attack, and now we'll go to the final wave of operator bans.
Blitz ban, I wonder, as well. Look at this, though. They opened some ghost pressure over towards connector, and now they say that's not actually where we're pushing. We're about to rush in through fish.
There's going to be that gas that Hot and Cold will breathe in. He's breathing an awful lot of it, continuing to get around. The cavalry arrives, but a bit too late. Spoit and Surf rebuffing Shopify Rebellion as they enter. Diffuser on the board for M80 is really all they can get, but Shopify Rebellion have done an excellent job blocking this entry point. All of the shields being brought, and for what? It's Gunnar on a single point of HP with a shield still in front of his face, so at least a bit more power there for M80. What was an early break favoring Shopify Rebellion has immediately tightened up. 3v3 with 40 seconds left to go. Down goes Kino. So we finally see some life on the side of Shopify Rebellion. Gunnar dropped 2. There was very little that remained of him, and now it's all up to Diffuser, who admittedly is leading the team with 5 kills. He takes a moment with the clock to get Gunnar back up, but this is still quite a grim situation for M80 to fight out of. Rexon on the ground with some pings. Spots the Blackbeard, throttled by Gunnar, but it's traded out perfectly. Now it's Diffuser in a 1v2. Playing inside of the site, but being spam pinged as he looks to collect on this information. Jiggle peeking away, taking down Ambi, but where is Canadian? Miles away. Diffuser with the case in hand. Canadian will need to get back up to the bomb site, but he's thinking otherwise. Canadian's reluctance might have just cost them the round, and it will! Well, they've swapped the bracket on me then. Look at that. See, that's why I said if my eyes don't deceive me, but guess what? They do. So there will be no rematch to be had if M80 loses, but right now they are firmly in the driver's seat. There is still a chance that you can be one of those top 4 teams. You just got to do it through the lower bracket. There's a brief bit of action now, and right amidst the smoke, Gavin with the case will get Diffuser down, but immediately lots of damage done to the scores of M80 players all in the same area. Kino watching for something, punishing Canadian as he gets swung. Some damage is done to him. He tries to get out of there. They have to be very wary of the kill holes from above. Surf takes down Gunner. Kino is moving a bit too quickly to take advantage of the ability to see through the smoke. Surf is last one standing. He's got a bevy of pings below him, but he'll look through the kill holes. There was a drone watching him that entire time, and now he will drop. Diffuser planted yet again. You talked about M80's ability to get that diffuser down in this league. It will continue here, as M80 are very well situated to pick up a fourth attacking round. Unless, of course, we can see an incredible moment from Surf. We'll immediately hop on that diffuser, but Hot and Cold is there. Surf falls off. Kino gets the job.
Make sure Kino can play the vert, and then Gunner's going to jump in and try to plant inside of storage with those smokes when the time arises.
There goes Gavin. A great start to what could be a very critical round. And oh, a missed opportunity by Kino. One kill is all he will find in that engagement over by IT, and because of that, it allows Shopify Rebellion to play with impunity. Diffuser now shrugging off these bullets, trying to track down Rexon, who's looking for double digits. Rexon very close to breaking 10, the first player in the server to do so in this map, should we get there, of course, but I suspect there will be many players from Shopify Rebellion looking for this final peak. This final swing, it'll come down to Surf, and
it's a good storage and control defense regardless. The second Hot and Cold left that top floor in the Monty, there was about 4 players swinging Kino all by himself. That was after Gavin died as well. They have a 77% defensive win rate on this map. Shopify Rebellion have a 50-50 win rate. They won 3 of their 6 rounds when they last played.
You can see that M80 are quite far back, frankly. The bomb site looks pretty open, and Rexon will determine that as he Twitch drones his way through. The main obstacle is going to be confronting Hot and Cold on this shield.
And I still don't have a lot of control. Nobody's pushing Fish on the side of Shopify Rebellion. Nobody's over towards Electrical either. I guess they've got Ambi here on the window. If they can control this part of the map, that would be big. But Gunner is making his flank. He's at the top of lobby right now.
And there we go. Not an interrogation to be had, though. Gunner eliminating Ambi, too worried about the follow-up response, but the Cav is on the board. They know that now. Surf will falter, too, as Chaos is thrown into the mix. Look at Spoit on the ground, worming his way in. Canadian dusted off by Hot and Cold. The Cav looking for a retake back to the site. Spoit is poised and ready for this, but he cannot dwell. They're running out of time. Rexon takes down Kino. Spoit is still alive. Somehow he survives that shotgun blast from Gunner and will now try to get Diffuser down, but his coverage has just died. Rexon is good but gone. Spoit pops up, and he's just about out of time. Gavin can run from home. Spoit knows it, and instead of
side of Garage as well, which was caught out earlier yesterday on the stream. Good entry from Rexon, sneaks just into storage. They have no idea how deep he's gotten. Missed on the sound cue, and unfortunately Rexon doesn't have the defuse kit, so he can't start a plant, but having that control could make the rest of these M80 players start to panic. Canadian moves into the bomb site now, hoping to put that kit on the ground.
So the sidearm out, and down goes Hot and Cold. Shopify Rebellion finally hitting their shots as they have an advantage in numbers. Gunner and Hot and Cold in the ground as Gunner is shaken off most of the issues that plagued him in map number 1. Air jab will go. Gavin's position given away, and you think he realizes what follows up is too much concern. He'll plug the hole with a Kiba barrier and back away as Canadian gets ever closer to this bomb site. He's effectively able to plant if he wants. There goes a Nitro Cell, though. Canadian gets baited into it, but Shopify Rebellion will have the last laugh. It leaves Diffuser as last man standing, and Spoit will crush him. It's entirely possible. This is a dedicated strategy. Final 30 seconds now. Everybody's still alive in the server. This is the rarity with the way these two teams have played each other. First casualty will come with 25 seconds left. They trade out back and forth. Hot and Cold the first kill. Canadian in on 1. Spoit will get on the board 2. M80 still holding their breath as now Surf has been dropped. Spoit and Canadian are a single point of HP. Gavin and Kino will have to tie this together as Kino's last one with 10 seconds left on the clock. He sure has his work cut out for him. He needs to find an opportunity here for the Nitro Cell. They are running out of time. He tosses it, but there's just too many weakening.
There's a great point made by Laxing in the pregame desk, how he wanted to see Canadian getting more of those shield players jumping onto the Blackbeard so that he could...
Behind it. You'd have to talk to one of these teams, depending on who it is, in a winner's interview. Oh my goodness. M80 was prepared and ready for this. Ambi finds one, but knows from that angle with the shotgun. It's not going to be able to do much. Gunnar got the kill. Gunnar immediately dropped off, and Kino with the exact same shotgun will punish Spoit for it. That's Ambi and Spoit in the ground. Ambi seemed to be a bit surprised by how forward that player was.
Rafters instead and try to work from behind.
I mean, it's a dangerous fight for Rexen to take. There's a finish off by Kino. Rexen had been whittled down from those earlier engagements, and while the DMR that Twitch brings is quite the weapon, there's just the jump in. He'll pull the trigger on the window, but nobody is giving him the bait now. Another Candela will go in. A brief flash. Surf is off to the races. Kino taken down by Canadian is now that barbed wire doing some damage, giving Surf's position away. He has to be very concerned with anything long range, so out comes that pistol. He and Canadian waltzing into the bomb site now, but Canadian gets dropped by Diffuser, and Gavin will get the final kill to secure match point for M80. One over by Fish. Out will go a grenade, and you can see some good reads there from a drone as it displaces those M80 players. Down goes Gunnar at the hands of Rexen. So Shopify desperate to stay in this match, desperate to keep their chances here in the upper bracket alive. Will get a very important pick. Rexen leveling up as he finds yet another. He finds a third kill as Canadian is taken down by Diffuser. Gavin on the ground, so Diffuser will need to ace clutch. It very much looks, Jesse, like we're about to go to the final round of regulation. What a shot by Diffuser on Despoit. Rexen with 15 kills, Diffuser with 11.
I'll fix you up.
And he knows at close range that super short he can pack a real punch. Up Gavin will get, so M80 now only trails by one with 30 seconds to go. Rexen holding the case, so Ambi and Surf will need to watch over top. A scramble from Gavin as he retakes on the top floor, and in his mind, there should be nobody from Shopify Rebellion up here. He'll look to go through the kill holes as the bomb site is down below, but playing it slow as there's a drone in front of him. Where is Diffuser? Inching up ever closer. He misses an opportunity on Rexen, takes him down, playing square against it. Gavin is on the ground. Diffuser fighting for his life in just 5 seconds. Again, he will need to collect every single kill. Surf at the halfway point. Diffuser missing the opportunity on the Nomad of Ambi. Ambi searching for kill number 6 as they will both swing around and immediately Shopify Rebellion get the Diffuser down and scramble out of the bomb site. They're getting as far away from it as is possible. Diffuser has his work cut out for him. Boy, oh boy, what a clutch this would be. If he loses, Shopify Rebellion move within 1 round of tying things up. Top floor control now held by this Shopify Rebellion team. Diffuser keeps faking it just because he doesn't know their positions. Not everybody's above. Ambi will engage him, sees the shadow. All he needs to...
Pressure is really strong from Ambi and Spoit.
Yeah, rough start for M80, losing Gunnar. Canadian shrugging off some damage that's done to him by one of the nitro cells, of which M80 has plenty. Diffuser falls as well. But M80 hits their shots and gets some good licks in on this Shopify Rebellion team. Most importantly, they've dropped Canadian and that Diffuser. That was Spoit assessing the Maverick that was done onto the wall by Surf, struggling to get through that position, and right now held at bay. The bigger issue for Shopify might just be that clock management, Jesse. 35 seconds left for them to grab the case, get into the site, and get that planted, which will put them at a disadvantage. Hot and Cold now tussling with one player of the Rebellion up top. Down goes Kino at the hands of Surf. Hot and Cold completely blind. He's the last one standing, and he's in a tough spot. He trades out Ambi, but Diffuser looking a little bit like me right there, just kind of moving in real life as he twists and turns. I don't know if you're one of those guys, Jesse, but sometimes I move when I'm seated. Now it's M80 picking up the pieces as they continue to defend. They take down Rexen, the big bad, and with it, down will go all of those Bs from below. Spoit punishing Kino with the strongest secondary in the game in the hands of that Deimos. Shopify have opened up a window into the bomb site right now, but now need to go through either a vault or electrical, both of which can be quite dangerous to deal with. Spoit continues his reign of terror. Now it's Gunnar to meet his end at the hands of the Swede. Canadian dropped. Diffuser in the hands of Surf as Shopify Rebellion sweep through M80. It's all up to Gavin, who has fallen off as this matchup has gone on. But with the Deeg, he pulls magic and a rabbit out of his hat. But the hat, 7-3. You're going to go from a grueling best of 3 to really only having a couple hours to reorient yourself. Shopify Rebellion, sure, eager for that border. Spoit in particular, but he's only good enough for 1 kill, taking down Hot and Cold, traded out by Diffuser. And then the teams will continue to go back and forth as Kino and Rexen both get on the board. Canadian stalling for time over by Electrical on that clash, but he's being hounded. Now Kino will send out the bees just to give him a bit of coverage. Out comes the clash. Gavin desperate for anything. They take down the Jaeger, now look towards Ambi. Diffuser is not able to be planted. As there goes a death mark, still 2 in back pocket of the player Diffuser. Ambi desperately searching for one of those bodies playing over by the pillar in the midst of the site. He and Canadian will have to work wonders together, and they don't really have the benefit of time at this point. Canadian shield will go down in a scary sight for fans of Shopify Rebellion as he has to put a sidearm in his pocket. That clash no longer does any damage, but look at this, lining them up. They'll bum rush him. Gavin credited with the kill. Kino will pay for it. Diffuser gets picked up, and Diffuser, the player, will bracket. And the loser of this matchup, as you correctly pointed out, will go up against Spacestation. I don't know what Kino was expecting because Ambi tried that exact same move in the past and they were ready for it on the side of M80. Kino seemed to be a little bit slow to the punch. Diffuser trades out Rexin though, and again, the best player on the side of Shopify Rebellion is gone, but there's a new sheriff in town, and it's Spoit looking to make a statement. He tears through 2 of them. Hot and Cold and Diffuser find themselves in a desperately bad position as Surf guns down Hot and Cold, and all 16 kills on the side of Diffuser will be what M80 hangs their hat on. Takes down Spoit, but has to deal with the 35 seconds remaining on this diffuse kit. Canadian is still inside the site, and Canadian will punish him and get the final kill. How poetic so far, and what are your expectations for this final map?
Back a third map up against a team like Shopify Rebellion, or will they have that resilience? Will they bring this
winning? Gunner did not perform all that well. Map 2, Gunner did quite well, and they still lost. So maybe M80 wants map 1 Gunner to give them a bit more hope and potential. Kino with a kill before he's answered back by down now, as that Deimos track does cut both ways. Canadian manages to survive, but a crossfire from Diffuser will tag him through the soft wall, and well, that C8 does hit quite hard. Firing away, the next obstacle to tackle will be the player down on the ground by Fountain. That was Ambi, who was prone for a moment, but I suppose he figured it was too vulnerable, so up he pops, and Spoy will be the one to get the kill long range. M80 being baited in, and Ambi has been the prize target, but everybody else from the Rebellion are finding this last set of players. Good news for Ambi, his position was... Well, we assume there's the push. They are still sitting and waiting for the time being. Spoit will gun down Diffuser, the Monty of Hot and Cold, now the next in line for Rexin, who blasts Gavin into another universe with that one and takes it up. M80 looks for something with 50 seconds left.
Kino's alone up here, don't forget. Both his teammates on the main floor, so he's just trying to distract. He's got a lot of bodies looking at him. They delay about half the HP, half the time from Hot and Cold, but he does get taken out eventually. It's now Gunner in the 1v5 to try to clutch it out, and he's got no hope at all. The flawless round to come out.
Doesn't really change the overall calculus of the round, but it does put Hot and Cold on lower HP, which as a Monty is a bit of a problem. There's no smoke on the board. Obviously, M80 banned it out, but there are some nitro cells there. That could do serious damage. Spoit decides to go for a swing over towards security. It's ill-advised. He's punished very quickly, and M80 has something they haven't had all game, which is a numbers advantage.
Ambi and Rexin trying to work together with this crossfire, but it's Gunner who strikes first, manages to find Surf to be taken out. So that's going to be another player that falls. Rexin, good damage over on the balcony. He's got a shotgun out hunting for Gunner, but...
It is amazing how much damage Gunner took on that shield and is still walking away without a single point being done as all those bullets deflected off. All the while this is happening, it looks like M80's done a successful job blocking out these Rebellion defenders from getting back in towards the bomb site. Hot and Cold gets Diffuser down. It continues to run away, and Ambi will punish Gavin for it. He's tucked into the corner, and just a small miss by Ambi as now he'll go toe-to-toe with the Monty. But again, this top floor control is the bigger issue. Kino has not been shaken off of this spot. Gunning very effectively. He can now see that diffuse kit on the ground, and the kill holes will need to be surveyed. The last 2 remaining players of Shopify Rebellion tucked into the corner. Rexin playing as a meat shield as Canadian is getting Diffuser down. Can he pull it off? No! Gunner, right as it hits 0, stops them in there.
Nearly correct, but the angle from the hatch is so favorable for the attackers. Crisis averted as they do manage to stop that disable as well. The Fenrir gadget might cause some movements. ambient security, I should say. He's been very patient so far. Spoit strikes first, taking out Hot and Cold. It's going to be 0-4 for the IGL of M80. Now, another aggression onto Gunner, and they will take him down. The buck below of Diffuser having no impact on this extension player. He gets the down as well. Everybody falling, and it's just going to be Kino that made himself.
The round, pretty certain that the Rebellion were going to win no matter what Kino threw.
Diffuser opening pick on a Rexen feels quite good. There's a great drone just at the top of waiting through the skylight, hoping to work a pick onto Ambi with that information. They've got flashes, they've got shields, they've got a lot of resources, but it's instead a rappel from up above from Gunner that Ambi immediately tears through. That's an insane shot on an insane position. Gunner thought he was being cheeky. Spoit goes down to Kino as Gavin finds Ambi. They eventually clear out that position, but it's just Canadian in the surf now as he's being bashed down by the PB.
He's not winning this engagement. Oh my, Canadian having some troubles with shields. You saw it on Labs when he was playing Clash, and now also
sprint in towards Workshop. This is not the site, but it can make a good entry point to the bomb site. Bot comes through and Hot and Cold goes in.
Diffuser slaughtering Surf after he's put the skeleton key away, not just providing valuable utility to get the rest of his team into the position, but also to do some killing. Kino had Diffuser. I think they expected it to be the Monty. Kino is dropped, so someone will need to pick up the case. Ambi will fall in the afterlife as Canadian burns Kino with the flames from his Shumika. Gunner and Gavin both get on the board. Gunner taking some damage in the ensuing fight at the hands of Spoit as it's a 2v2. Hot and Cold will be without a kill still. Unsure if he'll try for one as he holds that Diffuser, and on a Monty, very likely he will trust Gavin to do the rest of the work. Hot and Cold attempting to plant the Diffuser while Rexen and Spoit sit a little bit farther back. Gavin will have the cross, removing Rexen from the equation, and Spoit will have to drop and take matters into his own hands. Monty tucked into the corner. No way to get away. Gavin will immediately move upstairs to grab the high ground. Star Wars fans will know just how strong the high ground can be. Into the corner now, Spoit will go, and the Monty will breathe down his neck. Hot and Cold daring him to engage. This will be a tough go of it for Spoit, because the question will be, what is Gavin doing? All this time being spent trying to shield break the Monty, it works out, and Gavin now will sit in a very strong position. Very limited time for Spoit to do anything. Flash will go out. Gavin the vault on in. Spoit does not flinch and does some serious damage to Spoit in the first minute.
Diffuser playing East Stairs, a zombie banned out, so he goes to the smoke instead and cleaned up by Ambi. What a great angle, and he's hunting for another. Spoit instead finds it over to Kino, who was playing up on that top floor closer to site. Gavin's left kind of alone at this point. He's got Gunner in security to try to work a pick back, but look how Shopify just freeze. They're ready for that swing out to come from M80. They want to see M80 get aggressive. M80 aren't falling for it just yet, maybe aware that Shopify are waiting for them, but if they don't get aggressive at some point over the next few seconds, they're going to be at a massive man disadvantage when this push comes.
How does Canadian do on a shield? Much better this time. He's had some pronounced struggles on both attack and defense in shield operators, but it's troubling for Gavin, who will perish. Nitro Cell goes out, Canadian tracks that, and damage is done, but he's still alive. A flawless round for Shopify Rebellion shaping up yet again. They got one in the first couple rounds here on Border. Hot and Cold finds a single kill to get on the...
A lot will start to open things up for his teammates too. They are flashing all through security, and Gunner's ready for it. Swings the window, but has to back off as he's getting full blinds. They just aren't watching for it though. Finds the angle to Ambi. It's a freebie. They vault in to get him a second. Easy peasy. Rexen finally for the third will answer back onto his former teammate, but that's good damage being dealt by Gunner all by himself. There's two of the most
main are well placed before Gunner perished. Top floor control, Shopify Rebellion hopes is theirs, but Diffuser is just lying in wait. He's given his position away and will immediately drop to link up with Kino as both teams will lose one. Nice play from Spoit from above, great reflexes to tear through Diffuser, and now a 2v2. Of course, these teams as close as they have been so far. Houghton, who just got a kill in the previous round, will need big moments here, unless he lets Kino have all of the fun. 25 seconds, silhouettes from Shopify Rebellion show that they're both on this top floor, but now the dangerous task is dropping the hatch. They know how vulnerable they will be. A smoke from the pocket of Canadian is now some Candelas will go down, and he will be the first one to go, but before he gets there, Kino reads into it. Spoit drops, but is blinded by the belated Candela, and the remaining players of M80 will hide.
movement. Usually the Amara will go down below. I should say the Aurora goes down below, just as we're seeing from Rexon, cutting off the angles, but punished by Gunner. Inside Supply, aware of that setup. Note they have drones up top, but it doesn't seem to matter. All the kills going the way of M80 as Kino gets one for his troubles. Spoit last alive in the 1v5, Parker. Nothing that he can do.
They have likely figured out what is happening. They're going to hunt for this final kill because, I mean, why not? But it will be, in most senses of the word, a flawless round for M80, irrespective of what Spoit does and what M80 does. This round was over the moment that Spoit decided to sit outside for the final minute. It won't go down in the books.
Rexon and Foxy kind of touched on it last week on the desk, how Super is not necessarily a coach who's going to be getting into a lot of the nitty.
Straight for fighting. This is a surprising predicament. Lots of utility invested in this. Candelas go out. Gunner with the lead-off pick. The defenders right now catching the Rebellion off guard. They still don't have this. Not sure, Jesse.
Well, they've got 30 seconds to figure something out, but there's rat spots all over the map. Yeah, and he does get cleaned up. So this is the first rat found, but there's another one not too far away. Gunner on the other side of that wall. 20 seconds and still one Candela for Troy to work with.
Oh my goodness. Surf taking down Gunner, and well, it started off very poorly for the Rebellion. Now they've lost Canadian, who's bleeding out and is immobilized. He'll need to be retrieved. Not a lot of time left. Last one standing is Surf. He walks in. Spoit gets Canadian up. Diffuser runs out of munitions. It's hot and cold now in a 1v2. Time has run out though, and Canadian gets hot. Remaining minute.
Didn't really worry about taking top floor too much. Still a lot of dread mines they got to worry about as well. Gunner going to be the guy up there, but he immediately falls to Rexon. Now that top floor control looks a lot better for Shopify. They're using these smokes. They want to get a plant in. As long as they control security, which they do, this feels very good.
They've got a read on that bandit now as well. Kino might be playing on borrowed time as a singular frost mat kept them at bay. Down goes the frost mat, down goes M80, and unless they can do something, no! M80 are about to suffer. Surf will be the main point of contact, staring over towards Metal, watching as the clash of hot and cold is just out of sight. Ambi and Rexon now walking through office, smoking off fountain. Kino has a nitro cell prepped and ready as it tosses over and catches Rexon, downing Ambi in the process. Kino might have just saved the round. Ambi retrieved. Gunner still on a single point of HP. Diffuser picked off by Spoit. 3v3 with 10 seconds to go. Could we see a hectic conclusion? Kino gunning down Ambi. Surf will fall as well, and it's Spoit with 17 kills. He'll need to finish this round with 20, but 17 will do as all of M80 collide.
Canadian and Spoit. That's some good information. I don't think Diffuser is aware. He should know now that he's being spammed out, and he might have to suffer for it, but no, it's Ambi up above instead. Good couple of frags coming out from M80 will secure them a lot of big positionings. Still Canadian East stairs, and Spoit in behind him will exist in powerful positions, so the job is not done, but you've gotten yourself a man advantage.
I was going to say Canadian's going to be holding this whole round together in his position. He dies and it's curtains, and there he goes. It's all up to Surf as the last one. He's got intel from the intel. As now we see M80 going towards Discovery. Still a minute to go. I like this from M80, Jesse. They have time at their disposal. They should use it. And now they've got the information. Cotton has picked off the position of Surf right now inside of Archives, and an Echo is not really an operator that you want taking these engagements.
Could also send himself up. Here he goes, looking for the security hatch.
This is a very pivotal moment, and he finds Surf with the shotgun out. Surf was hopping off cam at that exact moment. Rexon has been dropped as well, but Diffuser and Gavin will bite the dust. Technically a 3v3. Ambi eliminating Diffuser as Spoit dies. Canadian is still up to work with Ambi. Canadian on that Tachanka will need to go for a reload. He's still armed to the gills with those Shumika launchers. Gavin is in a position where he could be retrieved. It really does depend on how Canadian plays this. Littering the way as Ambi swings forward, eliminating Gavin. What remained is now gone. Hot and cold, still upright with the shield fully extended. Kino will attempt the plant. Canadian held back. Ambi will have to swing for it, but coverage is not there. They thought that Houghton would have it. Canadian takes one down. Canadian gets the other as well. Hot and cold in a 1v2. A do or die moment for both of these teams. Houghton on the Monty, watching as that Diffuser's timer continues to run away, but he has his hands full. He'll be pinched from both sides, flames spreading around him, shield knocked asunder, and Ambi gets a triple kill to send the Rebellion to the upper bracket finals in a heroic 15th round moment.
They might not have been invited to reload, but they will.
After a harrowing, intense final fight and big victory, Rexon, take me through that roller coaster of a final round. What was that like for you and the team as Troy pops off, gets those 2 kills, brings you guys back into it, and you come out with an 8-7 win?
Well, I would like to preface by saying I told you I would see you again tomorrow. Anyways, by that, the last round was pretty crazy because, again, they every time they would play, they would do an Eastover, one guy green side, one guy red side, shield walk up. We saw they were doing that. In the middle of the round, it might have been Bees that called it, but he was like, hey guys, Monty's only here. He's trying to pressure the break door with an echo drone. He's, hey guys, Monty's only here. This might be a bait. Literally, as he says that, I turn around. Dame calls the sense wall. The sense wall is going straight through armory. Can't see shit. Sorry. I think they're planning archives. Throw the C4 over. Get nothing. We get down to the Amaru, and then Bees walked up, downs the Amaru, and then Troy's playing archives. So once we kind of brought it back a couple kills, we got to reset, play off the cams, and I mean, Seth said it. He didn't know how we won the round, and that was an insane round to one lose because Troy had a god shot on Gunner, but there was just a lot of emotion. Really, there's a lot of emotion, a lot of adrenaline. I don't really know what else to say right now.
Yeah, well, to bring it back to a little bit of a strategy, I mean, it looked like the first 2 maps, M80 was just pummeling with the hard, fast, aggressive takes off the back of the blitz, just constantly trying to get that early aggression out from you guys. One question is, how did you guys respond to that? And then on border, it looked like M80 was a little frazzled, playing very individualized. How did you guys respond to that as well?
So we knew coming into Chalet, they're gonna have prep. What they do normally is if they're not hitting fast, they're pretty slow. I mean, obviously, it's the opposite, but it's a lot of telegraphed rushes, and they were gonna do it every single time. So when we're going master, hitting Solar River a lot. I felt like that map. Honestly, I think it was just the first map. It was really early. I think we were just not playing it at our best, obviously, because it was 7-4. But after we had that map, took a walk. Got on Nighthaven Labs. I was like, listen, guys, we know exactly what they're trying to do. They're going to hit fast. Same plan as we do with every other team is you need to ISO where the push is or find out, get a head count where they're all at, call where the shield is, and then pick a side to fight because you can't give them all the map. So then as for defense, it's like, hey guys, they're going to be hitting fast, be gun up. And then a couple rounds, I think we got caught off guard. And that's frustrating because we talk about it. We know it's going to happen. And yet we're still playing into it. So we had our timeout. After timeout, I was like, listen guys, we're still playing into the way that they are. We just need to be gun up and play off each other. Stop your man advantage. Stop swinging because we lost a couple of those, as you saw. When we have our advantages, formulate a plan is how we're going to, deny the round. So whether it's we have C4 or smokes, do we need a double swing to get the guy off the vert? What are we going to do? And then as a border, I think border, a very scrappy map. They play extremely aggressive. So do we. And I think we showed out on that map, as opposed to them, as you can tell by a thrown, 3v5.
Yeah, I mean, it was a good back and forth from both of you. I mean, you got to give credit to both teams, but you guys did end up getting it done. I kind of want to ask you, I mean, more so inside of the comms area, Troy didn't have the best performance the first map. Then you transition to Nighthaven Labs. He starts to pick it up. He starts to find his stride on Blackbeard. And then, obviously, we then go pivot into the last game where he has that last round that completely saves you guys from having to go down into the lower bracket. I'm just kind of curious, when you're in the comms, what's Troy's vibes like, obviously, from the first game, then the second game, then to the last?
Honestly, it was pretty even across the board. As you should, he's our IGL, our in-game leader. It's not only is that your teammate, that's also someone you look up to for whether everyone has their adaptation, but he has the answer, right? So if he messes up, he takes accountability. Okay, my bad, guys. I told you to do this, and that's okay. You have trust in your leader, right? If he's the guy guiding us, we trust he's going to call the correct play. If not, so be it. Next round, and that's how you have to deal with it. So it's not like the first map he was, doom and gloom and quiet and
right.
oh, I don't know what to do, and whispering. He had a plan every single time, and we did those plans. And if it messed up, that's okay. Go next. So obviously, Troy, the GOAT, been here for a minute, still doing what he's always been doing. That's winning an A and going on to the international events to get another ship. I like Troy as my IGL. As the map went on, he still kept trying new things. There's some stuff we never did before, and that's just something you're willing to work with, and it worked out for us. So, that's my GOAT.
And I just want to say, like, I love that you're highlighting him in that moment because, well, obviously, when you look at Twitch chat, we all know what goes on as a player and in the comms. And I love that you highlight that because, you know, some people might think, oh, this is on Troy. Troy's not talking. This is why SR is falling apart. But the fact that you are still confident in him, he's confident in himself, he's going round by round, even if he's not dropping, you know, 1 kill, 2 kills, whatever, that he's still keeping you guys in line and confident that we can still bring it back. And obviously, you guys brought it back. And him in particular, again, ending that last round the way that he did, the fashion that he did it, that's typical Troy.
You love to see that, Rex, and another big win for you guys as you continue the hot streak. We'll see you in just a couple hours as you go to that upper bracket final. So a best of luck preparing for that, watching the game, and we'll see you then.
Yeah, thank you. Later, guys. I'll see you.
All right, thanks, Rex.